Hey everybody, we're heading into the only reason Korey wants to come to Vegas, Lee's Discount Liquor. Korey says they have merch. He says there's 5XLs, so I'm going to hold that to him. Let's go inside. Korey's in there skipping around like he's in Toys R Us, like a child.
Yeah, look at him. Oh my.
Said welcome to Lee's.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't see you. Welcome into Lee's, man.
Hi.
Oh, thank you. You're like, that's a weird voice on that guy.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Dirty Glass Podcast, and look at those slurp shots. This is me, Angie, from the Dirty Glass Podcast. My name's Nick, and Cornelius Escobar Arnold from the Shedcast, walking around Lee's Discount Liquor. And as you can see, I just slapped in a bucket of Jello shots, and we're just pretty much walking around in awe at this point. Korey from the Shedcast brought up Lee's Discount Liquor 400 to 500 times before we came. It honestly seemed like that's all he wanted to do. Now, whipped shots, this is whipped cream with liquor in it. So essentially you can toss that on your coffee, you can do what you want with it, you can eat it straight. It's a lovely little treat. Pretty expensive stuff, very high alcohol. Unfortunately, we didn't buy any on this trip for some reason. I don't know why. Next time we go, I will be buying and I will be reviewing. But they have multiples of almost anything you can imagine. Look, Jameson Perrier. They have Jameson Perrier. I think you can probably hear me mentioning that in the background. They have Crown Royal, like Coke and rye. They just everything you can imagine. Just shelves of Martini Rosé, which I don't really understand what that is. I'm assuming it's something for martinis with some, I don't know, tequila in it. I have no clue. Either way, look at the rows and the rows of liquor. Look at, they got some absinthe there. Just lovely hallucinogenic stuff. And just booze upon booze. Great prices. Lee's Discount Liquor. If you have been to Vegas and you have not been to Lee's Discount Liquor, you are just stealing fun and amazingness from yourself. This place was a glory for an alcoholic. They have strawberry Baileys, caramel Baileys, salted caramel Baileys, and of course regular Baileys. And I think right here we got 60s of Jack Daniels for $37. Here in Canada, that would cost about $70, $80. And again, I have to show Korey. Look, Korey's disgusted by it. And I think he's shocked that I bought a bucket of Jello shots, which wasn't that bad of a price. It came with about 14 Jello shots. And I think it was $25 or something. You can see in past travel pods that we do enjoy several of those Jello shots, and we do review them. And just I can't even explain how much liquor they had. I really wish they had more merch. They didn't have any T-shirts, but hey, they had booze, and that was the important thing. I mean, we were staying here for about 4 days. We'd already stocked up the fridge with a bunch of booze, and we're filling up a cart. Why are we doing that? Probably because we're excited. It's like our first day. We're at Lee's Discount Liquor, and we're just loading up at this point. So, and this is where we got the bright idea, if you look back at our travel pods, to do stouts for our podcast in the backyard when it was about 109 degrees. In Canadian terms, it was over 40, and we were doing terrible coffee-like dark beers in the backyard. Definitely go back and check out that travel pod from Vegas with me, Angie, and Korey. My name's Nick. And you can tell how dumb we realize we are after the first one. Either way, I got the guy looking for different coffee, beers for me at this point, and I'm just walking around in awe at the glory of these coolers that are just filled with all kinds of fun, interesting, odd drinks that you would not see here in Canada. Just drinks upon drinks that I have never seen. And this guy here, see, he's fetching me some beer. Good guy. He's fetching me some beer, and I think we're grabbing some is it Dragon's Blood? Let's see what that, Dragon's Milk, that's right. That's one of the beers we did. I liked it, but I would have liked it a lot better if we weren't in Vegas and it wasn't 40 degrees out. And here we go, grabbing some more stouts. We got this guy fetching us stouts. This guy's like, what the fuck are these Canadians doing getting stouts in this goddamn weather? But hey, he was helpful. He grabbed us some more dark beers so we could do those in the backyard in the direct sunlight with no shade. And there we go. We got our beers for our backyard podcast that we did there in Las Vegas at our Airbnb. We had a great time. We regretted doing dark stouts immediately, but hey, it was funny. And look at that cart. We're filling that bad boy up, and we are not slowing down. It was a good time. Look at freedom! Freedom! We got Bud Light Chelada. Have an interesting evening, folks, with a cart like that. We are currently at the biggest weed store in the world. Korey, excited?
Yeah.
You smoke so much weed? Look at this place. I feel like I'm in a fucking Apple store. So we're in the biggest weed store in the world, Planet 13. This place is overwhelming. I decided to do a little voiceover because you're kind of really hard to understand what we're saying. A lot of noise, a lot of happening, a lot of music going on, very hip place. But as you can see, they have just rows and rows of different kinds of weed, whether it be edibles, whether it be dab, as you're looking at here. They have like single rolled joints. They have everything just separated with a little description of what they got. If you are a marijuana fan, whether it be edibles, drinks, you want to get some smoke, you get some pre-rolled, some blunts, this is the place to be. Planet 13, these guys have a drive-through. Look at all this stuff. Look at, they got just weed sitting out on pedestals. I guess these are Cannabis Cup winners. Some very strong stuff here. And then we got just piles of edibles. People love their fucking edibles. Their pre-rolled blunts. Some of their blunts were upwards of $40, $50. You get really expensive stuff here. You can get reasonable price stuff here as well. And they got the gummies. Everybody like the gummies. I think I actually picked up some gummies. The beverages, not really that into the beverages personally. Cereals, anything you can think of, they got. So we're still walking around Planet 13 here, checking out some of the how they make stuff. I mean, they had everything was windowed off. They have a big area where they make their edibles and their drinks, and whether it's cookies. I mean, it's like a big bakery for weed. And it was very clean, very, very nice looking place. Look at the size of this fucking place. It is a massive. And anything that you want, they got. But it's really, really cool. They bring you through the production of the edibles and how they, you know, what kind of equipment they use. It's definitely not just a guy with a double boiler on his mom's oven getting some oil out of the stuff and mixing it in with some brownies. And here is a van they had for photo ops. This van spewed out smoke. You're going to see this next. I went and sat in it, and it spewed out smoke and made you look like you're hotboxing a van. And you'll see in a second how much I enjoyed that. Oh, there's smoke in here that smells like poison. Oh,